Hi class, I hope everyone's doing good. This is Mr. Vargas and I'm getting ready to read you another book. This week we are continuing to learn about shadows and reflections and we're going to see what makes a shadow move. What do you think would make a shadow move? That's an interesting question. Right here we have the book Moonbear's Shadow. And this book was written and illustrated by Frank Ash. What does the author of a book do? That's right, the author of a book writes the book. And he's also the illustrator. What does the illustrator of a book do? They draw the pictures. That's correct. And we see our title somewhere here. Let me look for the title. Is this the title? No, that's not the title. That's an illustration. That's a drawing in the book. Our title is always in bold print or big letters. Look, those are the biggest letters on the page. I'm guessing the title is here. And I know that it is because I'm the teacher. Moonbear's Shadow. What letter does the title begin with? M. Good job. Let's take a look at this cover because this is the front cover of a book. What do we see? What is this? What animal? Kind of looks like a bear to me. And the title does say Moonbear. So we see a bear. Do we see his shadow anywhere? I'll give you a second to look at the cover. Yep, I see his shadow right here. And I also see the shadow of the butterfly right here. What made that shadow? What light source made that shadow? Yeah, it was the sun. So we have our front cover, we have the spine on the side, and in the back we have our back cover. So let's go ahead and open up our book. Moonbear's Shadow. And we see another shadow right there. Against what? What's that shadow leaning against or on? A wall, and we learned that word last week. This book was dedicated to Devin. Let's go ahead and begin. One day, Bear went down to the pond with his fishing pole and a big can of worms. While he was putting a worm on his hook, he looked down and saw a big fish. I'm going to catch that fish, thought Bear to himself. He's gonna go fishing, and he had a big can of what? What was that? Worms. He had a big can of worms. And I see a fishing pole right there and some clouds. So is it nighttime or is it daytime? It's probably daytime because the sky is still blue and we see beautiful clouds. And you can't make a shadow at night if you don't have the sun. So right here we do see his shadow. What's his shadow doing? Is it standing or is it sitting? I don't see legs, so I'm pretty sure he's sitting because look, we see the shadow of the log also. Let's go ahead and read the next page. But when Bear stood up to throw his line in the water, his shadow scared the big fish away. Go away, Shadow, cried Bear. But Bear's shadow would not go away. Let's see that image. He's trying to fish, and there, sure enough, is his shadow. And look, boys and girls, I was right. The sun is out. The sun is what's making the shadows. And there's Moonbear's shadow right there. Now is it standing? It sure is. And is the fish gonna eat the fishing line? He's too scared now. The shadow scared him away. Let's see the next page. Let's see. Okay, said Bear. If you won't go on your own, then I'll just have to get rid of you. And he put down his fishing pole and began to run. He ran around the pond. When he got to the other side, he kept on running. He's trying to run away from his shadow. But is the shadow leaving? Look. I see his steps, and I see the shadow steps. He's going up the hill, and so is who? The shadow. Boys and girls, what do you think would be a good way to get rid of your shadow? Running away from it? Does it seem to be working for Moonbear? I don't think so. Let's read the next page. He ran through a field of flowers. jumped over a brook, and hid behind a tree. Ah, good, thought Bear. Now Shadow can't find me. Uh-oh. Do we see Shadow in this page right here? Moonbear shadow? No. But what shadow do we see? The tree's shadow. Why do you think we might see the tree's shadow, but not Moonbear's? My prediction is because the tree is bigger than Moonbear. So if the tree is bigger than Moonbear, of course you're not going to see Moonbear's shadow. But the moment Moonbear walks out from the tree, yeah, you're going to see a shadow because look, the flower shadow is even showing. Let's find out what's going to happen next. But Bear was wrong. When he stepped out from behind the tree, first thing he saw was Shadow. I told you, there's his shadow, there's the tree. Nearby was a cliff. Bear walked over to the cliff and looked up. I'll climb so high, Shadow won't be able to follow me, thought Bear. Now, do you think that might work? If he goes all the way to the tippy top of a cliff, do you think his shadow will suddenly disappear? Let's find out. Bear climbed higher and higher until, at last, he pulled himself to the top. Huffing and puffing, he smiled with pride. Then he looked down and still saw his shadow. Now his shadow's on top of the cliff with him. That's a fast shadow. Now Bear was annoyed, so he went home and got a hammer and some nails to nail his shadow to the ground. And he really did get nails and a hammer. He's nailing his shadow down. He hammered and hammered and hammered, but no matter how many nails he hammered, he could not nail his shadow down. Moonbear moved, and so did his shadow. Did the hammering of the nails work? It sure didn't. Now he just made a mess he needs to clean up. If I can't nail him down, thought Bear, maybe I can bury him. So he got his shovel and dug a hole. When the hole was deep and wide, he let his shadow fall in the hole. Did his shadow fall in the hole? His shadow does look a little lumpy, like he might be in there. Maybe this will work. Let's find out. Then Bear filled the hole with dirt. When he was finished, it was almost noon. The sun was high in the sky. Shadow was nowhere to be seen. At last, sighed Bear, no more shadow. Did it work? Did he actually bury him? I don't know, because look at where the sun is. The sun is directly on top of him because it said it's noon. And when it's noon, the sun is straight up. There's no angles, so there's no blocking of the light. His head is blocking the shadows from under his feet. I'm pretty sure that's what it is. Let's see, if the sun moves, do you think shadow might come back? I don't know. But now Bear was very tired, so he went inside and took a little nap. While he slept, time passed, and the sun, once again, casted shadows everywhere. The sun moved. Look, it was noon, it was straight up, and then the shadows slowly came back, and the more time that passed, the more the sun moved, and the shadows came back. I think I was right. He opened the door, and what do we see? A shadow. When Bear got up and opened his door, he saw his shadow on the floor. Not you again, exclaimed Bear. And he slammed the door, hoping to lock Shadow inside. But Shadow was too quick. Sighed Bear. How about this? If you let me catch a fish, I'll let you catch one too. Nod your head if it's a deal. When Bear nodded his head, Shadow nodded too. They made a deal. They're gonna each catch a fish. So Bear went back to the pond and once again threw his line in the water. By this time, the sun was in a different part of the sky, which made it easy for Shadow to keep his part of the deal. Now, where's the Shadow? Is it in front of him now? No, look, it's off to the side towards the back because the sun is up here and he's blocking the sun over here. Let's see if he's able to catch a fish. And what was he using to catch those fish again? A can of worms. And when Bear caught that fish, that big fish, Shadow caught one too. And that's the end. So I think this book shows us that there's no way we can actually get rid of our shadow unless we're not blocking any light from the sun or any light. Sometimes you can see shadows inside of your home if you block the light that's on top of you. If the light is directly above you, you might not see any shadows. But if you're blocking it from your left or your right, you're going to create a shadow. So in this book, we saw that Moonbear tried running away from his shadow. He tried nailing him to the ground. He tried burying him. But there's no way because shadow is not actually another person. A shadow is a part of you. It's what the sun creates. It's what the light creates when you block it. It doesn't actually have feelings and is not a real person or a real thing. It's just how light and blocking the light works. You can make a shadow out of anything. If your mommy or daddy have a flashlight, try making some shadows. You could even make some finger puppets to display them on the ceiling of your home or in your room, and you'll see the shadow of your hand up there. So go ahead and try that out. Try to make a shadow. And you're going to see that the only way to get rid of the shadow is to shine the light directly above or to have no light. If there's no light, there can't be no shadow. So that's one of the things we really need to make a shadow. And to help move a shadow, it's the sun. The sun helps the shadow move. And us, if you move the object or yourself, sure enough, that shadow's gonna move too. All right, boys and girls, thank you for listening to my story today. We are out of time and I was not able to show you our concept cards because I don't want this video to be longer than 15 minutes. So I'm just going to go over our concept cards tomorrow morning before our meetings. I'll post that around 8 a.m. So that way you can go ahead and try to learn those tomorrow. But I'm going to ask you questions about Moonbear Shadow. And I'm going to ask you what helps make the shadow and what helps move the shadow. All right, have a great day, everybody. I'll see you tomorrow through Zoom. Bye.